When Rodri ruptured his ACL back in 2024, many thought his peak was over. 20 months later, he won the Golden Ball award and captained Spain to their second World Cup victory.
Rodri will be good, in the World Cup in Spain. In the World Cup will be the best Rodri, and the next season will be the best Rodri.
Pep Guardiola said that 9 months ago, when questions were raised about Rodri's performances. The midfielder missed nearly the entire 2024-25 season, experienced fitness and minor hamstring issues in the recent 2026 season. But Rodri proved his manager right. Pep predicted the impossible. But how did he know all along? And how he saw greatness when everyone else saw decline?
Rodri's got this record of not having been on a losing side for over a year now.
Nothing to do with the knee, it's a hamstring.
So because he's able to do everything.
Spain winning the World Cup is an amazing story, but while everyone is focusing on what their coach did and the stars of the team, Rodri was named the player of the tournament. We know now how good he is today, but it wasn't always like this. After the golden generation of 2008 to 2012 faded, Spain fell apart. The midfield control that had defined their dominance, the tiki-taka that had won them everything, disappeared overnight. Xavi retired, Iniesta faded, and while Sergio Busquets remained, he was aging. His legs were slowing. The position that made Spain unbeatable was now their greatest weakness. In the 2014 World Cup, they exited in the group stage despite being defending champions, humiliated by the Netherlands 5-1 in their opening game, the worst title defense in World Cup history. 2016 Euros, knocked out in the round of 16 by Italy. 2018 World Cup, knocked out on penalties by Russia, a team ranked 70th in the world. Euros 2020, same result. The same inability to finish games when it mattered. The pattern was clear. Spain could possess the ball. They could dominate territory, but they couldn't win knockout games. They couldn't finish what they started. And then came the 2022 World Cup, the tournament that exposed everything. Spain arrived in Qatar with Rodri, already one of the best midfielders in the world. He just won the Premier League with Manchester City. He was the anchor of the best team in England, Pep Guardiola's most trusted player. And what did Luis Enrique do with him? He played Rodri at centre-back, alongside Aymeric Laporte. Busquets at this point was 34 years old, and not the same player he was, yet he was still the first choice in midfield. And while nobody questioned his legacy, the truth was obvious to anyone watching. Spain needed a new heartbeat. They had one sitting right there, and they weren't using him. But when they faced Morocco, everything came crashing down. Morocco won 3-0 on penalties without Spain converting a single kick. It was the second consecutive World Cup where Spain exited on penalties in the first knockout round. The same story, the same ending, the same inability to finish games. And Spain's best midfielder? He watched it happen from the wrong position. Luis Enrique resigned within days. The federation needed a new direction. And it took a new manager to finally see what Pep Guardiola had seen for years. Most people only started paying attention to Rodri after the 2023 Champions League final, the goal against Inter Milan when they won the treble, the moment he announced himself to the casual football world. But by then, he'd already been elite for years. The truth is, Rodri was never built for the spotlight. He was built for control. At 11 years old, he was scouted by Atletico Madrid's youth academy. Coaches noticed something different about him. He read the game faster than players twice his age. He positioned himself perfectly. He never panicked. While other kids chased the ball, Rodri was already standing where the ball was going to arrive. But Rodri's path to the top wasn't straightforward. Atletico released him as a teenager. They thought he was too slow, unathletic, too limited physically to compete at the highest level. They were wrong. He joined Villarreal's academy instead, working his way through the ranks and made his first team debut in 2015. At Villarreal, he developed into one of the most promising midfielders in La Liga. His passing range expanded, his defensive awareness sharpened, his understanding of space became almost supernatural. And in 2018, Atletico Madrid came back for him, paying 20 million euros to bring him home. The club that released him now paid a premium to get him back. That's how good he'd become. 1 year later, Manchester City paid a club record fee to sign him. Under Guardiola, Rodri transformed from a promising midfielder into the best in the world. Together, they won 4 consecutive Premier League titles, a Champions League, a treble, and a winning record that defied belief. At one point, Rodri went 74 games unbeaten for Manchester City. 74, the longest unbeaten run by any player in Premier League history. When Rodri played, City won. When Rodri didn't play, City looked vulnerable. The correlation was undeniable. But here's what made him different from every other defensive midfielder in the world. Rodri didn't just protect the defense, he controlled the entire game. He dictated tempo. He was the brain that made Guardiola's system function, and Pep knew it. He said it himself. And then, in September 2024, everything changed. In a game against Arsenal, Rodri tore his ACL. The 3 letters no footballer ever wants to hear. The injury that ends careers. Rodri was just 28 years old, in his absolute prime. And suddenly, nobody knew if he'd ever be the same again. The statistics were brutal. Historically, most midfielders who suffer ACL injuries at that age never fully recover. They lose something when they come back. They either lose the timing or the sharpness that separates good from great, and the evidence was immediate. Rodri had just won the Ballon d'Or, but City's season collapsed without him. The team that had won 4 consecutive Premier League titles, their worst finish since before Guardiola arrived. That's how important Rodri was. Without him, the entire system fell apart. Every game without Rodri proved his value. Every dropped point proved what Pep had always known. But while the world assumed Rodri was finished, Pep Guardiola said something different.
He's had been and is an outstanding player. So everybody knows it. So but Rodri, I said to him, he maybe struggled to understand it's not about 6 months, 7 months, 8 months. Now 8 months I play with the Rodri I before. No. Rodri will be good, in the World Cup in Spain. In the World Cup will be the best Rodri, and the next season will be the best Rodri. This season will be how you handle it step by step and do it. But it's normal. So if 1 year I've been in the table massage, 1 year or 18 months, the body change, the rhythm change and everything. You need question of time. As much as healthy and work in what you have to do, he will be back. He will be back.
With the World Cup still 20 months away, Rodri would be 30 by then, coming off the worst injury of his career. How could that possibly be his best version? But Pep wasn't guessing. He already understood something nobody else did. Rodri's game isn't built on pace, explosiveness, or even covering ground faster than anyone else. It's built on intelligence, positioning, reading the game 3 moves ahead, being in the right place before the ball even arrives. Those skills don't disappear with an ACL. Those skills don't fade with age. If anything, the forced rest, the time to study, the hunger to return, Pep knew it would sharpen them. The 2026 World Cup was supposed to be about other stories. Mbappe's coronation as the new king, Ronaldo and Messi's last dance, Argentina defending their title and cementing their dynasty. Instead, it became the tournament where Rodri proved Pep Guardiola right. Spain played 8 games. They conceded 1 goal. Against some of the best attackers in the world, Spain's defense held firm, and at the center of everything, controlling every game, was Rodri. Not Lamine Yamal, not Pedri, not Nico Williams. Rodri. He wasn't just good, he was perfect. He played a total of 726 minutes and ended the tournament with a 93.2% passing accuracy. When it came to ground duel success, Rodri won 63.3% of 60 contested ground duels while recording 0 yellow or red cards. And when it came to his defensive and control metrics, the numbers are even more impressive. He had 26 successful tackles, 11 clearances, and 10 interceptions. In the round of 32 against Austria, Rodri controlled the midfield so completely that Austria never threatened them at all. In the round of 16 against Portugal, Ronaldo barely touched the ball in dangerous areas. In the quarterfinal against Belgium, he nullified De Bruyne, Lukaku, and the Golden Generation's final chance. And then the semi-final against France, the tournament favourites, Mbappe hunting the Golden Boot. Spain won 2-0. And here's the stat that tells the whole story. Mbappe, the most explosive attacker on the planet, the man everyone expected to dominate, had 0 shots on target in the entire game. Rodri didn't chase him. He didn't need to. He positioned Spain's midfield so perfectly that Mbappe never found space, never got in behind, never had a chance to do what he does best. And then came the final. The defending champions and Messi chasing back-to-back World Cups, something nobody had achieved since Brazil in 1962. Apart from Messi, Argentina had Enzo Fernandez, they had McAllister, they had Julian Alvarez, a midfield and attack that terrorized every opponent they'd faced. Switzerland with 2 late goals, Egypt with a dramatic comeback, England with Messi's magic. And then they met Rodri. For 90 minutes, Spain didn't just beat Argentina, they suffocated them. Argentina didn't manage a single shot on target in normal time. Not one. And guess who's at the heart of it all? Take a look at this moment. Or this moment. Those were few of the many times Rodri showed insane intelligence to stop the threat from Messi. When Enzo Fernandez was sent off for a second yellow card in stoppage time, the door finally opened. Extra time. Spain's pressure became overwhelming. And in the 106th minute, Ferran Torres volleyed the winner. 1-0. Spain were world champions. But the golden ball didn't go to the goalscorer. It didn't go to Yamal. It went to Rodri. He was named player of the tournament, the best player at the best team in the world, 20 months after rupturing his ACL. Pep Guardiola had predicted this exact moment, and boy, he was right. And that's what separates Pep from every other manager. He doesn't see football as moments. He sees it as systems. He sees it as patterns. He sees it as the invisible work that makes the visible work possible. Pep has changed the game more than any other manager of his generation. Maybe more than any manager ever. But his greatest prediction might be the simplest one, that Rodri was going to be the best player in this World Cup. And if you like this one, check out these videos on your screen right now, and I'll see you there.